8:06. It's the Nielsen Show, morning of Game 2, a Dance Party Friday. Nielsen and Hernan Salas with you. Ryan Rashog is on the way. We've got Tales of the North coming up in this segment as well. Playoff Anthem is on the way.
Yes.
3 questions too many coming up. Stobies and Safeway Laker Beer of the Week before now. This is a jam-packed third hour of the show on a game day. Looking forward to it. Also, a key word for the $10,000 Ultimate Fan Cave. Woo! Busy, busy, busy hour. In addition to that, the Mike Smith song is ready. And the dilemma we're having this morning is, do we play it to turn the tide in the series? If they would have won game 1, it wouldn't even be a question. We're saving it for the next win. But they didn't win game 1. So do we mix it up? Do we play the Mike Smith song? Do we debut it this morning and turn the tide in this series? Or do we save it for the morning after a win? And we are on the air Monday, so you should be here too. Be ready. We're going to be live 6 o'clock, regular day here on TSN 1260 on Monday as we set up game 4 of the series. One of the suggestions that we said, well, why don't we spin the Wheel of Destiny, which people have labeled the Wheel of Destiny? And we could do that. But then somebody said, wait a second. If you're going to spin the Wheel of Destiny, do a best of 7. So we get 2 yeses on there, 2 nos, and we spin that wheel, best of 7. If it spins yes 4 times, we play the song. If we spins no 4 times, we don't. And that's completely leaving it up to fate. But I'm torn on this.
Well, playing it, doesn't it kind of, we're kind of suggesting that the Oilers are not going to win, so we have to play it today. But we're not on the
air tomorrow, so then we're waiting until Monday and hoping they win game 3.
I mean, the inbox is one-sided here. Everybody wants to hear it. There's the few that don't want it.
We're not giving in too much to the inbox.
Yeah.
If we give it an opportunity, right now I'm leaning best of 7 spins on the wheel. We could even set the wheel up behind us while we do Beer of the Week and spin the wheel right after, and then it'll be on video. I don't know. Where do you come out on this? Hit us up in the inbox at 10-1260. Let's go to Nigel. He's been waiting. He's played kind of easy trivia before, but he lost. So he's back looking for a win, looking to get that good mojo going on a Friday morning here on the AM Nasty, the playoff Nasty. Let's go to Nigel. Nigel, are you ready?
Yep.
Are you nervous?
No.
Good. Good answer. Good answer, Nigel. Here we go. I'll start the ticker after we read the first question. What team does Paul Byron play for?
Montreal.
Which goalie got the win from Montreal last night?
Price.
Which team leads the Oilers-Jets series?
Jets.
How many goals did the Oilers score in Game 1?
1.
Name one forward on the Jets.
Shifley.
You got it, buddy. Congratulations, Nigel.
Daddy. A magical run for the Gamecocks.
It's a good time to be an Oiler.
Yeah, there's a lot of buzz.
Kachuk goes down heavily.
Ridiculous.
We'll see what happens here.
That was embarrassing. I'm embarrassed.
Not gonna play ball, huh?
I think once he gets this, then they can calm down.
And the Oilers bury another one, and this place is going off again.
For Cobb, Smith from behind the net, a wraparound, Holcomb scores!
I'd also like to express my fondness for that particular beer.
Is this or is this not your signature? Daddy.
Come back, Zink. Come back.
Well, what is this contraption I do declare?
McDavid will have his opportunities. He drives the net. McDavid back in, upstairs, scores!
Frig off, Burp.
It's a good time to be an Oiler.
I do declare.
Gamecocks.
You guys have a good time frig dancing.
Daddy. Uncle Leo.
And Burp,
Yanni, guard!
your scalloped potatoes are f***ed. Your scalloped potatoes are f***ed.
Frig off, Burp.
I do declare.
And here's what it sounds like to make the playoffs.
The ceiling is the roof. Yay.
The Edmonton Oilers are going back to the postseason for the first time since 2006.
Back with that Buccaneers.
And from a bit earlier that.
Ready? Frig off, Rick.
Well, it's a game day, game night. Drop the puck, let's fight. We got got playoff hockey, oil about to shock me. Oh, Connor makes me just go crazy. He's got sweet hand sickness, can't stop, won't quit. Pour it on! The Oilers play tonight, hit everything in sight. Got Smitty in the net, he's locked down airtight. They're going till the clock stops turning, another win tonight. Pour it on! They're streaking like demons, winning's got you screaming. You got dry ammo and nude, you know they're gonna be huge. Oh, they're just so fast, quick pace, JP licking his face.
I love Jesse. He's always having fun.
We gonna line them up, knock them down, bandwagons in town. Pour it on! The Oilers play tonight, hit everything in sight. Got Smitty in the net, he's locked down airtight. They're going till the clock stops turning, another win tonight.
Well, I think there's lots of people that cheer for Connor McDavid. I do too.
Pour it on!
McDavid, the breakaway to win it. Wrist shot, score! And Edmonton wins 4-3 in overtime.
Watching from your home base, no fans at Rogers Place.
I saw it in his eyes.
Well, you're a hardcore, you'll brag, just bought a car flag. Well, bad refs so lame, you gotta manage the game. Well, they got no fear, no doubt, pucks in, pucks out. The Oilers play tonight, hit everything in sight. Got Smitty in the net, he's locked down airtight. They're going till the clock stops turning, another win tonight.
And McDavid's got a breakaway for a hat trick. He's in on net, he shoots and scores.
The Oilers play tonight, hit everything in sight. Got Smitty in the net, he's locked down airtight. They're going till the clock stops turning, another win tonight.
Pour it on!
Pour it on! Game day here with the playoff nasty. Ryan Rishaug is on the way, but a little taste of Ryan Rishaug coming up. Okay, so the text reaction on the whole Mike Smith song, Play It, Don't Play It, has been interesting. We gave you a little snippet of it earlier. I'll do that again here. Here's 0.9 seconds of it. That's all you're going to get so far. This text says, Mike Smith is the dad of the Oilers, and his season deserves the appreciation of his song ringing out over the AM Nasty as a tribute. This one says, Dusty, it's a win song, not a turn things around song. Playing it before Smith wins brings bad vibes. The playoff anthem is all that I need today. Dusty, you scoundrel. Respect your fan base. Play the damn Smith song in the name of all things holy.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's an interesting day. Kyle the Embalmer is in. It says, Nielsen, if you play the song, you're a monster. You're a monster. Just having this discussion kind of makes me a monster. But let's try to get everybody's focus back where it belongs right now. Do you have the swords ready, Hernan Salas?
I do.
Do you have your Tatar ready, Hernan
I do.
Salas?
Let's do this.
Tales of the North, Game 2.
Who owns the North? Who owns the North? Show me!
Tonight in the North, redemption on the mind in the District of Ice as the Oilers seek passion, seek intensity, seek victory. Looking to be unleashed on the wildlings of Winnipeg is Connor the true king of the North, master of dangles, he of unmatched speed, a centurion in his own right, trying to solve Connor the Lesser, keeper of the Vesna. Leon the Lionheart, he of the backhand sauce, ready to engage with Shifley, keeper of goats, and Pionk the Disturber. Yessie the Squire, wide smile, ye old long tongue, with Gregor's Bane by his side, prepared to torment the wildlings. Watching from above, the town banisher, he of gout, Sir Shaggy, withered spine Ryan, with his binoculars focused on Tip the Determiner. Tatar! Tatar! These are the tales of the North, and may they be heard far and wide across this great land. Game 2, let's go! What more do you need to be fired up? You don't need a Mike Smith song. Let's get to 3.
Way to tease him, man.
You've heard it, Hernan, right?
Oh,
babe?
it's fantastic.
Hernan came over and listened to it in the break.
It's real and it's fantastic.
Yeah, it's spectacular. There's no doubt about it. 3 questions too many, brought to you by Park Mazda and dealer principal Mitch Lewicki. Mitch, I hope your Mazda has a big trunk because I'm putting my bike in it. Park Mazda, your dealer for life. Hernan, do you have a Twitter account?
I do. It's at Hernan the Man. Give me a follow.
Give him a follow. Question number 1. All these questions today actually from Snacky Chan. What do you think of the potential of the top 6 that Tip had going in practice? What do you like or what do you hate about it? It's pretty simple for me. I don't like the fact that he may go to a new look top 6 that we haven't seen at all season for game 2 when your team played pretty good in game 1. Okay, so I don't like that. But I actually don't mind the top 6 if it's McDavid, Draisaitl, Cahoon, Nuge, Giammo, and Puljujärvi. Like, I don't mind that.
Yeah.
But the idea of going to it, that's what doesn't sit well.
Same boat. I like when Draisaitl and McDavid are together because they're absolute magic. And I'm also very intrigued with Jesse and Yamamoto being centered by Nuge. Because when it's Cahoon, Nuge, and Yamamoto, it's too small. They're too small. Jesse Puljujärvi brings size to that line, and he was the best player in game 1. Why wouldn't he bring that? I think he would kind of take charge of that line, Dusty. I don't even think it would be Nuge. I think it would be
Oh, no,
Jesse.
JP's the driver of that line.
Driver of that line.
It allows him to skate the puck through the neutral zone without having to look for McDavid the whole time, too.
I don't like that they've never played with these lines, but I do like that it's going to put the big line together and try to stop them. I mean, who are you going to throw out there, Winnipeg?
Yeah, everybody's going to be there. Would they go with the Shifley line against the McDavid line?
That hasn't worked. Well, I mean, because they had Lowry against Draisaitl in game 1, and it was Shifley against McDavid. Yeah, you'd have to think it'd be Shifley, head-to-head, top 2 lines.
Question number 2. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you believe in sports and fan superstitions?
Yeah, when I was younger, I did. I do certain things thinking that's going to determine the outcome of a game. Not anymore. I mean, I know we're on this Mike Smith song today, and I'm kind of going back to that.
Yeah, come on, man. You just came over here when you listen. You're like, oh, that was a really good song. He goes, but I just don't know if we should play it. Might jinx it. So
might jinx it. So I believe a little bit in that, but no, I'm not huge on it anymore. But this Mike Smith's got me back to a young Hernan when he truly believed that everything I did would turn out.
It's because the song goes back to young Hernan too.
It does.
Yeah.
Oh, it's great.
I'm like a 1. I mean, I don't believe in superstitions that much at all. Question number 3 from Snacky Chan. There's a fire in your house and you only have time to save one keepsake. What are you keeping?
It's probably my well, it's not even a year old yet, but my brand new Dell laptop.
Yeah, I need that. Yeah, I'm trying to think like. All of the pictures of our kids are basically online somewhere anyway, right?
Exactly,
so I don't have to worry about that as long as we have a phone and whatever. I would probably go to my Great Wall of Slava where I've got the Gretzky rookie and the LeBron rookie, and I'd probably just take down all those slabs as quickly as I can and get out. That would probably be the
good,
key.
Though. Yeah, the memorabilia for sure.
Yeah, because I mean all the pictures of the kids are are just sitting there on our phones, and any wedding pictures or anything we have, I have a chin strap, and I don't want those anyway. Right? We're not in charge right now, so yeah, that's probably where I would come out on that one. All right, before we wrap up this segment, just a reminder once again, we are taking your game day predictions, final score, and who scores the game winner. If you get it right and you're the only person who gets it right, you win a playoff nasty shirt, courtesy of the Nielsen Show here. With that being said, if 4 or 5 or 6 of you get it right, we'll put you into a draw, and one of you will win the playoff nasty shirt. So final score tonight, game-winning goal. What do you got? Hit us up in the inbox at 10-12-60. Louis says, children first, wife second, big 4x4 white-tail skull third. I'm assuming family's already out. I mean, I don't think my family's a keepsake. Right? I would assume that's priority number one. All right, Ryan Rashog. Where's Tails on the right here? Town Banisher, he of gout, Sir Shoggy, withered spine Ryan. He's going to join us next. What's Tip doing with this top 6? Try to get into that. Fan Cave, keyword coming up, 20 minutes. Sobeys and Safeway Liquor Beer of the Week before 9 o'clock. 8:30 on the Nielsen Show, morning of Game 2 between the Oilers and the Jets. Game 3 on Sunday. Game 4 on Monday. We will be on the air Monday morning, breaking down Game 3 and getting you ready for Game 4. Sobeys and Safeway Liquor Beer of the Week coming up. Also, when we're done with Rashog here, we've got a keyword for the $10,000 Ultimate Fan Cave, Ray Ferraro, and an orange and blue breakfast on the way in hour number 4. Morning Mandate with Ryan Rashog, brought to you by Doug's Place Collision Repair. Now offering more peace of mind and flexibility with the new touchless repair system. Book an estimate safely at DougsPlace.com. Rashoggy, happy Friday. How are you, bud?
Hey, buddy. Game Day Friday on a happy Friday.
Yes.
Happy times.
Game Day Friday.
Yes,
Tales
sir.
of the North is just about to be posted on Twitter, so you have to
Is it?
you have to
And,
check. You have to check that out after the segment.
Did I make the cut?
You made the cut today, buddy.
Am I allowed to ask what we went with?
I want you to watch it, and then you can text me your reaction. How's
I
that
heard
sound?
some of the suggestions that were out there, and I was thinking we're all going to get canceled. We can't do this.
I kept her pretty clean.
Okay.
I kept it clean. You got 4 handles today.
I have 4 handles?
Yeah, you got 4, buddy.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Yeah, no, it should be. You know what? I'm going to run them by you anyway. Then you can watch it later. I've got the line here is watching from above.
No. Where's the accent?
Okay. Watching from above, the town banisher, he of gout, Sir Shoggy, withered spine Ryan with his binoculars focused on Tip the Determiner.
All right, I'm guilty of most of that. So
I didn't think I went too far, right?
No, I'll own those. I don't know about binoculars, though. I feel like binoculars takes you a little bit out of that timeline.
It does. I know. I needed to come up with another.
Yeah. What did they have back then? It would have been like something different. No, like a scope, like an eye scope thing. You look through pirates had the.
You know what? I was going to get one of those and come sit next to you at the game when you pull your binoculars. I was going to pull that out and just sit right next to you and look through one of those. But you're involved now, buddy. A dream come true.
Love it.
For one Ryan
thank you.
Rashog.
That's good. I appreciate it. That means a lot to me.
Ryan Rashog with us here on the show this way. Yeah. I know. It's funny. You're right. It actually does, but in a really weird way.
In a weird way. Yeah. I'm like a Trekkie kind of.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, now you've opened the door for me to go after a lot of our friends in the media, so that's going to go over well. It's going to be good. Okay, so I know you were on it yesterday. You asked Tippett about it. He said, don't read anything with the lines. Exactly what was it? Just like for 5 or 6 minutes these guys were together, or do you think? Like I kind of just thought maybe that's his plan B tonight, and he wanted to sort of get them together a little bit yesterday. What do you think?
Well, so I'll take you through exactly what I saw, and then you can be the judge. You've watched many practices, right?
Yeah, not as many as you guys, but I've watched a lot.
As the tweet said, it was not a traditional line rush drill, and it wasn't. But the way the drill ended was that 3 players had to finish the drill on a line rush together.
Oh, okay.
So it was a drill where a guy would grab a puck and go in on like a 1-on-0. And then another player would join and it would be like a 2-on-1. Then a third player would join and it would be either a 3-on-1 or a 3-on-2. I can't remember. And every single time they ran this drill through, they ran it through with their lines intact. So the third and fourth line from the previous night were intact. right? The Caroline was intact, and the McLeod line was intact. When the third guy stepped in, it was like, yep, okay, those guys were together, and it was Draisaitl, McDavid, and Cahoon. And they ran it through 3 or 4 times, and I even went back after to double-check to make sure. I have the video. I've got the receipts. So now, could it be possible that that's just the sides they all lined up on, and that's just the way that drill fell together, and that there's absolutely nothing to read into that? Yes, that's possible. But it would be very rare for a practice to happen where there's no lines on the board before you go out. Right? There's always lines on the board before you go out for practice. And so even though they didn't have a practice where they ran a bunch of line rushes, if there were drills that involved lines in any way, players will naturally gravitate to whatever was on the board. And that's, so it just, yeah. And then if you think about, does it make sense to make that line change? Well, for a couple of reasons it does, and for a couple of reasons it doesn't. So it doesn't make sense to have the 2 right wingers with Nugent Hopkins. But from a balance standpoint, if you want to put together a line, if you want to make sure you have 2 really good lines going based on what we saw in Game 1, then it makes sense, right? McDavid and Draisaitl together, you take Cahoon on the other side because of the six of them, he was the quietest.
Yeah.
And then you go Puljujarvi and Nugent Hopkins together with Yamamoto. Now that's, that line has a pretty good chance of so there is some sense that can be made of it. So we're overanalyzing, but this is the thing. It's probably going to be an optional this morning, and they won't run lines. So we won't really have any way of knowing. So if you were going to make a change and wanted to kind of not make a big deal about it, that would have been the time to do it yesterday, in a practice that started 25 minutes earlier than it was supposed to.
Yeah, if they were, I'm trying to, because you mentioned, maybe that's just the way it fell, but it wouldn't have fallen that way because Yamamoto and Puljujarvi would have been on the right side set up. Yes. They would have been the guys that would have come around there, right? So, yeah, I could see them. And that's why I said I feel like you start with what you did last game, and then if you're like, okay, we got to put those 2 guys together, you got to look at possibly what you could have done with that yesterday. Now, and it's funny because I look at it and go, man, you haven't seen that top 6 yet this year. I mean, those guys have all been in the top 6, but that combination you haven't seen this year. And to go to that in, a desperate situation, if you want to call it that, in the postseason does seem a little crazy. But then at the same time, I also think, if you're going to find a second line that could possibly have some success, Nuge, Yamo, and Puljujarvi is probably your best bet at getting that done. And then you put Cahoon or whoever you want with McDavid and Draisaitl.
Yeah. Depending on how you think either of those guys can handle the left side.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
the
true.
Only issue. Like, how do they do on the wall on their own end? That's where things get a little bit difficult when you make that switch. So, yeah, there's some reasons why it makes sense. I'm just not sure how much to read into it. Like, when both Leon Draisaitl, like, Speck asked him, and Draisaitl was like, no, we didn't do any line rushes today. It's like, I'm not saying he's lying. They're not. They didn't do the traditional line rushes that would be the real indicator of what the lines were, but they definitely ran a drill where they were all in lines. So how much should we read into it? I don't know. And again, I don't know that we'll have an answer by the end of
tonight.
Before the game. I mean,
not till tonight.
What'll be interesting is to see what they do in warm-up, and then if what they do during the game is different from what they did in warm-up, then we know this whole thing was just a day and a half of deception. Right.
So my thing is, it's a plan B. Do you think he actually starts with this? Does it make sense? Your team played pretty well in Game 1. I know they didn't light the world on fire, but they didn't play poor game.
Okay, but how about this thinking? He put McDavid and Draisaitl together at the end of that game.
Yeah,
and that was some of their best looks. I mean, they were playing fairly desperate, but they pushed. They pushed it. So the Winnipeg Jets structure is such that we all just assumed they would play separately, right? They're a deep team, good centers down the middle. This is a team where the formula is you play McDavid and Draisaitl apart, right? We agreed on that heading into the series?
Mm-hmm.
Well, what about the fact that they didn't have Dubois or Ehlers? Did that make them enough of a 1.5-line team that maybe they should have played them apart or should have played them together? Like, if Dubois and Ehlers aren't playing again tonight, do you look at that lineup and go, yeah, you know what? Put McDavid and Draisaitl together.
Power on power and run
Power on power. We'll win that matchup if you tip it. And then you hope the other lines can give you enough. But they're missing 2 legitimate top, like their 3rd and 5th best forwards, or whatever you want to say they are. They're missing 2 legit top 6 guys. So does that make them a different shaped opponent where you can probably play Draisaitl and McDavid together against that lineup. I don't know the answer. I'm just kind of posing the question. And then I asked Tippett yesterday, did you like it when they were together? And he didn't answer it as to what he might do. But I just wonder if it's a bit of a different matchup.
Well, we'll see how it plays out, buddy. I'll see you tonight.
Okay, sounds good, man.
There you go. That's Ryan Rashog, Morning Mandate, brought to you by Doug's Place. Visit them online at dougsplace.com. All right, on the way, let's give you a keyword right now for the $10,000 Ultimate Fan Cave. Then we'll have Sobeys and Safeway Liquor Beer of the Week, and Ray Ferraro is going to pop by here just after 9 o'clock today. Today's keyword is best. As in the Cavis Reed pump-up song is based on simply the best. We might need that today to get everybody fired up for game 2. Text the word BEST, B-E-S-T, B-E-S-T. Text the word BEST to the inbox right now at 10-12-60. Stay by your phone. We will call a qualifier for the $10,000 Ultimate Fan Cave. That is on the way. Chance to win a gift certificate to Sobeys and Safeway Liquor coming up before 9 o'clock. Do we spin the wheel of destiny for the Mike Smith song? Find out in the next hour and 20 minutes. Ray Ferraro just after 9. 8:49. It's the Nielsen Show. Dustin Nielsen, Hernan Salas with you. You can text us anytime at 10-12-60. And we'll get to Ray Ferraro coming up. Orange and Blue Breakfast on the way. If you have a game day poem, Sandman, Todd Gurral, and Poe, William Mikespear, what do you got for game 2? You can hit us up in the inbox at 10-12-60. We're going to be live on Facebook here momentarily. Sobeys and Safeway Liquor Beer of the Week will give you a chance to win a gift certificate. Perfect heading into what looks like a pretty darn good long weekend. Hernan, you can fire us up on Facebook there. Just hit the blue button, and we'll be live, facebook.com/TSN1260. Give us a like while you're there. I think there's a glass over in the studio there. Scott Laurie's going to join us here momentarily. We got 4 different beers to try. And I know we've tried these guys before because I know their cans are next level stuff. Legend 7 Brewing Company. Let's go to Scott Laurie from Sobeys and Safeway Liquor. Scotty, how are you, buddy?
I'm really good. We have done these guys before, Legends.
Yeah, I thought so. I mean, I saw just the box that you dropped off yesterday. I looked at it, I was like, oh, yeah, I remember these guys. I mean,
yeah,
they're pretty unique. Their cans definitely stand out. Tell us a little bit about Legend 7 and what do we got for Beer of the Week?
Yeah, so, I mean, they are super memorable. They've created this line of beer where everything ties into the number 7. So the legend of 7 days of the week, 7 deadly sins, 7 notes on the musical scale, 7 saintly virtues. So there's all of this mythology around the number 7. So they've come out with this Gathering of Legends pack is what it's called. So it's a 12-pack of 355 cans, $22.99. So it's
nice.
Long weekend, so you need 12 beer instead of 4 like we usually do. So yeah, $22.99. So there's 4 different beers in this 12-pack. We've got a Opus number 7, which is a Taffel beer. I'm not even sure I'm saying that right, but there's a Serpent's Pilsner.
Okay.
There's the Temptation IPA, and then the Dark Gate Porter. And each one of these beers has their own, tie to mythology, their own story on the can. And the art on the can is
yeah.
I don't even know how to describe it. Like it's so good.
It's next level stuff. Yeah, it looks like something that was painted inside a chapel 500 years ago. Like
I feel like it ties perfectly into Tales of the North. Like,
it would be close. You're right. As far as beers we've tried, this one would be the closest. Where do you want to start?
Okay, so let's go with the Opus number 7, the Taffel beer. So I had to kind of find out what a Taffel beer is, but basically it's a session style beer. So it's a small beer, Belgian small beer, Taffel beer. So low alcohol, light bodied, similar to the session beers we've tried in the past. And again, they go through the story of Pan and the Pan flute on the can, and it's fantastic.
Yeah, this is nice and clear.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, so again, that light beer, this would be, they said back to, medieval days, this would be, your day beer when you had stuff to do.
Hernan couldn't find a cup today, so is that your tea from this morning, your coffee from this morning?
Like coffee, yeah. The things I do for beer.
Everything to Hernan's got a bit of a coffee.
Yeah. Here's a cheers to Robin Brownlee today.
Cheers.
Oh, that's smooth drinking.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Got a little bit of a pinch of fruit.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're
a
getting
little bit.
citrus,
Yeah, a little bit of citrus.
Little coriander. It's kind of almost that saison style. Where you got that little bit of almost a spice to it.
Spice, yeah, that's what it is. Maybe more than that fruit. Yeah.
Yeah, but really nice. 4.2%, nice and light, perfect for kind of a session when you're having a few of them.
Looks like we got a few different ones here though. So where are we going next? What do we got?
So let's go next with the Pilsner. And so this is the Serpent Pilsner. So this is based on Envy, the 6 of the 7 deadly sins. And so you're going to get kind of a Saz hop in this one, so it's balanced with like a really rich malt, smooth body, and just a little, like the name, a bite of bitterness, which is that Serpent Pilsner.
Just a little bit of bitterness.
And again, 4.8%. So, all the kind of, classic style, Pilsner style beers that people like out there, this one falls right into that format. Really, really nice beer.
Cheers to the new Mike Smith song. Will we play it or won't we? Ooh, still to be decided.
Cheers.
That's just good old. That's just a Pilsner. That's really good.
Both of those first two beers, really easy to drink, clean, crisp.
I think because of the can, I'm expecting to be like wowed by something crazy. But these two first beers are just smooth drinking beers.
They're great.
Really, really well made beers.
Nice and simple.
We're saving the porter to the end, aren't we?
We are. We're saving the porter till the end. The Mike Smith song, I voted no not to play, but then when I heard that little snippet this morning, I'm like, yes, let's play this. Come on. Like, what are you doing? Need some Smashing Pumpkins in my morning.
Do you?
Assuming,
do you?
Hot.
All right, so we're going with the India Pale Ale.
Let's go with the Temptation IPA. So again, this one's going to be a little sweeter. This is more of the piney style of IPA. So you're going to get kind of that, tree, flavoring to it. But 5.8%. So again, a little bit on the stronger, alcohol scale. But again, this is a really kind of cool picture on the front where he's trying to, stay away from temptation. But
can we cheers to our boy Joaquin, who's a big IPA guy?
Yeah, Gager for sure loves IPAs. And it's funny, we're having a beer called Temptation in the morning. This Mike Smith song and stuff's happening. That's cheers to Gager.
Cheers.
Well, I mean, I like all three of these so far.
Yeah, I've come around on the IPAs. We know this. It's a running theme on the show. This one's really good. I like this one. It seems smoother than some of the other IPAs that we've had. Or maybe that's just my palate's getting used to it.
A little bit of both, but this one isn't super high, I wouldn't say, on the IBU. It's not super bitter.
Yeah, it's not
really
overly bitter at all.
No, you're getting that well-balanced bitterness with the pine. They say a little bit of floral in there, but really it's just a really well-balanced beer. And that's all of these beers are really they're really easy to drink, well-balanced, just really nicely made beers.
Really good.
And this is 5.8%. Like you'd never think.
Yeah.
There's not a ton of that alcohol flavor through it either, so it's really, really nice.
Yeah, at 5.8, you expect it to be a little bit more bitter than it was. All right, so here we are in a porter. Not my cup of tea, but I'll take one for the team.
Maybe next year it will be. Maybe next year
that's the thing.
Yeah, so this one is really dark malt. So you're going to get lots of depth, chocolate, coffee, really rich. This is
how popular are porters? Because I just porters. But I'm not a coffee guy, so But are they pretty popular? Like, oh man, what a horrible pour! This is.
They're tough.
You know what? They're not as popular as some of the other styles, but there's really kind of a specific. It's almost like when the weather's right and you've got that really kind of, you don't really feel like something light. You want something with a little bit more richness, or maybe you're eating with it. Sometimes eating with a porter is really nice because it gives a lot more body and a lot of different flavors.
Makes sense.
But yeah, a lot of people that like them like that kind of that coffee, that chocolate, that really rich flavors. Where some of the people that are just getting into craft beer, they tend to more of the sessions, the pilsners, the really light IPAs because they're a little bit more what you're used to. So it just really depends on where you started. But yeah, porters have a real specific market where people that drink them a lot, and you find a nice one that's not too thick and too overpowering, still tastes like beer, like this one does. It's a real nice find. So
I'm so rattled by my pour this morning. I'm just sitting here staring at it. All I'm going to have is foam. This is.
I know. It's not going to help you getting to like Porter.
Well, that's the thing. I know. I'm already. It's a losing battle for me already. So, all right. Cheers to a Game 2 victory tonight. Let's hope they can get one done here.
Cheers.
Ooh, that's. You know what? You're right. It's not as overwhelming as a lot of the other stouts that I didn't even make a weird stout face.
No, it's not as strong as what I was expecting.
Porter faced. Yeah. So and the more you drink this one, this is one of these ones that you kind of the more you drink, the more those coffee. And if you poured it all the way out into a glass and really kind of let it settle a bit, you're going to get more of that coffee, the chocolate, the rich flavor. But it's a real nice, from the Taffel beer, which is the light sessional beer, to the IPA, which is stronger alcohol. You're getting kind of all the styles. 12-pack of cans for $22.99 to $6 off. Gathering of Legends, just a very, very great pack to take somewhere or to have all weekend and kind of mix it up.
I like them all.
Yeah, they're good.
And he drank them out of a used coffee cup, so he really liked them. All right, Scott, have a great weekend, buddy.
All right, guys, take care.
There you go. Hernan, you killed the Facebook feed. We're going to open up. Thank you for watching on Facebook, Mom and Dad. We're going to open up the phone lines. Caller number 10 right now is going to get hooked up with this gift certificate. A couple of text messages here. This is one of our hustlerites out of Manitoba. Eric says, are you guys actually drinking this morning? New favorite morning show host by a mile. And it's an hour earlier there. Well done, man. Well done. And a lot of people asking for exactly what we were drinking again today. And we are drinking Legend 7 Brewing Company. And we had their Pilsner. We had their India Pale Ale. We had the Tafelbier, if that's how you say it. And then we had the Porter, but they all come in a 12-pack. You get 3 of each of them, and it is Legend 7. You can't miss the packaging here. It stands out big time. Caller number 10 is going to get hooked up with a gift certificate, and when we come back, Ray Ferraro is going to join us. Orange and Blue Breakfast on the way as well to get ready for Game 2 between the Oilers and the Winnipeg Jets. Mike Smith song. Do we just label it as a pump-up song and play it? I mean, we don't have to label it as a win song. There's ways around this. Where do you come out on it? Hit us up, 10-12-60.